So that house, was that your father's house? Was that Pamp's house?
Yeah.
Where he grew up?
That's the old Lane house, you know.
Yeah, so that's so George E. Lane, George Edgar Lane.
Yeah, that's Daddy's
father.
Yeah.
And then he married Murdy Bell Hersey.
Yeah, her brother lived down the road, Pemaquid.
Yeah, he was a half brother.
That's how come she came.
I think he was a stepbrother.
Yes.
Were you born at the house on Huddle Road?
We all was.
We all were.
Yeah, every one of us was born in there. We were all looking down through a register in the ceiling. We heard him cry.
Wow. That had to be quite an education.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I can remember what we had for breakfast that morning.
Really?
Canned cream corn.
Well, ain't that something?
We were lucky to have that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you the youngest girl?
No. Yes.
You're the youngest girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Al is the youngest boy.
And Uncle Al's the youngest
right.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah. I took care of them. I give them their baths and put them to bed, and I wasn't very old.
Where'd you all sleep up there? Did you sleep downstairs or upstairs?
Upstairs.
Did you have a room all to yourself? Did the girls have one room and the boys another?
No.
You all slept together?
When Florence and Louise was there, we had our own room. But after they moved out, then I just had a bed to myself. When any of us was sick, we had beds in the living room, beds in the kitchen, beds in all 3 bedrooms. The thing that I feel bad about, the town selectmen came and said we had scarlet fever, so they had to burn up every book we had in the house. That's a shame. There's no need of it.
Was it scarlet fever, or was it just they're afraid you had it?
I guess we had it. They burned up every book we had. And we had a Bible. Daddy had a Bible. That was his mother's. It was one of those thick ones, you know.
Yeah.
That has heritage or whatever, parentage in it or whatever. It disappeared, so they must have burned that too. That's an awful thing to burn books. Oh, Natalie Kinnear down here. Oh, what a wonderful, I only had her 1 year, but she was so wonderful to us. Oh, oh, God. She is such a wonderful teacher.
She was. She was my teacher, too.
Yeah.
And I loved her, too.
Yeah.
I had her, too, and she was my favorite as well.
She came here one day, had some pictures of Russell and me. I think I gave Russell a picture. And I was so glad to get them, because, you know, I couldn't afford to buy pictures.
Yeah.
No, I took that GED
Oh, you did?
course. Yeah, Marie took it same time as I did.
Yes.
She
Yes.
passed, I passed.
Yes.
There were some that didn't pass. I don't know who they were.
Yeah.
But people wants to say it was easy, but it wasn't.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
It wasn't easy. We had learn things fast. We made it anyway. Boy. But I do regret I didn't stay and graduate.
Hmm.
I'll always regret that as long as I live.
Hmm.
Yeah, Uncle Russell went he went Lincoln Academy, I think, to get his GED. Yeah.
I think my dad made it to 3rd grade. But he
He was a hellion, that's why.
he he was ambidextrous, but he was left-handed, and they tried to make him switch.
I
to,
know it. They
to
did
right.
Mama.
Yeah, and
When Mama went to
he just
school,
could not
they did
switch.
that.
But he learned to be
Now
use
Brian,
both.
when he used scissors, he had to use scissors with his right hand. I mean his left hand.
Left hand, isn't that
But
something?
he wrote with his left hand. With his
his
hand he wrote.
He wrote with the
But-
right.
But scissors he had to use.
Yeah.
It's odd, funny.
Yeah.
Things happen like that.
Yeah.
Mama said they've forced her to use her
Yeah.
right hand.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
did
too
that,
bad.
and he couldn't. He was seeing everything backwards, apparently. So he said. Yeah.
You get what you get. I mean, you
That's right. You get what you
trying
get.
to change something that can't be changed is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Some people did.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's what my nurse said this morning. I told her you was coming, and she said, well, you make sure you tell him about the beauty pageant,
I want to hear about.
'cause she calls me her little model or something. And they had that beauty contest just for the Bristol girls. So I said, I'm going to join it. So Rose helped me get ready. Ellen helped me. I got a bathing suit, high heels look that high, and got all dressed up. Went down to the building, down to the old fort building. We all had to get there and fix ourselves up with cosmetics and all that stuff. And in come this girl. You could see that she was a model. Know very well she wasn't anything else. She had white high heels on and everything, and she was beautiful. And she was in the contest, and that was a no-no. They should have stopped it right there and told her that she wasn't allowed to. She was from New York, and so we did a parade around the deck thing. And I heard later, somebody told me, you would have won if she hadn't been there. And it's on film, and it's on Teddy Lewis, they said. Teddy's mother told me it was on film, and Teddy had it. And Mel said I would have won it if that girl had not been there. So my nurse said, make sure you tell him. 18?
18.
Yeah. Yeah. I got married when I was 19. That was a year later. How did I meet Uncle Herman? Gordon Benner came along one day, and I was up the next door at the Lane's big house there, and he stopped and introduced it. No more than 3 minutes. And then later on, I was up to Damascotta, and Herman came along in his truck, and I talked to him 2 minutes. That's when he went into Korea. And then when he came home, he came looking for me. And he was going to the beach, and I was coming home. He stopped for me, and then that's it. Now, I only saw him 5 minutes at one time or at any time.
Wow.
5 minutes before I married him, before he came back from Korea. And I told Larry that, and he laughed. I said, that's all. All I saw him was 5 minutes, and all. I had both of my boys in hospital.
You did.
Yeah. I don't think, when my 2 boys was born, was happy.
Different places.
I did. I worked in all kinds of different places.
One was for Aunt Rose, great Aunt Rose, my great aunt.
I worked for Van Winkle.
Who was Van Winkle?
You know, there's a building up the Miles Memorial that's named for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked for him, and I worked for the Richardsons in South Bristol.
Yeah.
And I worked for so many people I can't remember them all. But
You didn't work over there at Sylvania, did you?
oh, no. I just worked in people's homes,
I see.
cleaning houses.
Oh, yeah.
I like housework.
Yeah.
That's all I ever wanted to do was clean houses, and I wanted them to be just as dirty as they could be when I went in.
Because you could look at your accomplishment?
And then afterwards, just sit back and look how beautiful everything looked.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way I was.
So you were an organizer then?
Yes, I was an organizer. That's a good answer for it.
Well, you could make a lot of money these days.
I know it. I earned 50 cents an hour, and nowadays it's $25 an hour. Well, I worked for Rose Kurlovich, and that's your aunt.
Yes.
I had the best time working for her. I did. I'll tell you, Ellen Poland worked with me. Rose had just made a pecan pie,
Oh, boy.
and it was sitting on the counter, and Ellen was putting dishes up
Yeah.
on the shelf,
Yeah.
and a glass fell, went down into the pie.
Oh, no.
Oh, wasn't she mad? Oh, boy. She fired Ellen, and I said, if Ellen don't work here, I don't work here. So she changed her mind.
Do you remember we used to collect stamps?
Oh, yes.
Remember those? Big
Yeah.
books. We bring up.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I still have my stamp book.
Yeah, I still got mine.
You do?
I
We
do.
used to trade.
Oh, yes. I got my stamp book.
Yeah, every day, I think after school, I would come
How
up.
come you can remember that?
I
I don't
did.
remember it
I
till you
know,
mentioned it.
I'd come up and we would work on stamps. We'd look at our books.
That's right. I forgot it.
We would order those bags of stamps. We'd order them.
Yeah, that's right. I used to send away for them.
Yes. I think Larry was a little baby at that time. I know you lived in that little wooden. It was like a wooden trailer of some kind right there by
Mm-hmm.
your mom's and dad's. And in terms of you and Aunt Florence doing genealogy on the family,
Yeah.
who was it? Aunt Florence who got you going, or did you get Aunt Florence?
Florence got me started. I went down to help her clean up this house down to New Harbor. And while we were there, we spied the Houston's. Is it Houston's books?
Yeah.
We spied them, and she says, "You know, father and mother's in that book?" And I said, "No." She said, "Yes, yes, they are." So she showed it to me, and from that day on, that started it.
Wow.
We started going to Augusta 3 times a week, and then after a year or two, we started going twice a week,
Yeah.
and then we ended up going once a week.
Wow.
But we've done that for years, and Herman never complained once about me being
Yeah.
up, you know,
Getting
not
in the
being
car
home.
and just taking off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Then we'd head for McDonald's just as soon as 4 o'clock come. We'd head for McDonald's and have a supper, and then we'd come home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we'd look at the books that we had all night, all evening, and copy down everything that we wanted. And we had a lot of fun. I'm still doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Larry's going to Xerox a lane for you, and
Oh, that's so sweet.
and
And Rusty too.
we'll have that done. I haven't got one myself. Give them all away.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that passion runs in the family.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I remember you and Aunt Florence. We were at a family reunion of the Lanes, and
Yeah.
I remember. I think it was Aunt Florence who made an announcement. I think she tapped a glass or something, and made an announcement that we were all related to kings and queens. I don't think anyone paid any attention. Too bad. That was unfortunate. But I remember her making that announcement
yeah.
back then. I was only a little kid. I can't believe that you and Aunt Florence researched Sarah Van Orman, who married a Parmenter, and Edwin Martin Hersey.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe, because it took me months to find that, and I have all the digital
I know it.
electronic files, and I cannot believe you and Aunt Florence
Yeah.
had that down.
Yeah. Well,
That's some very good research you two did. It's not
well,
your
we
sister
done
Florence.
a lot of studying,
Yeah.
reading everything we could get our hands onto, and but we went to Augusta when they had all the books
Mhm. Yep.
that we could bring home,
Yep.
study, and Xerox them,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden they disappeared. They disappeared. You couldn't go up there and get them anymore. Somebody was doing genealogy, and they just took the books.
Oh boy.
Now that's an awful thing to do,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we was having such fun learning all this stuff,
Yes.
and then go up there and find out there's no books left. Yeah, that's an awful thing. I mean, that stopped everything for other people that
Yeah.
wanted to learn
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Boy, it sounds like you've had some bad book karma.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were burned when you were little, and then someone goes and steals them.
that's right. But we Xerox so much of it that if anybody needed it,
Yeah.
I've got it. I've Xeroxed so much of it. 10 cents a piece.
Wow.
That's a lot of money when you
It
bring
is
add
a
them all
lot of
up.
money. 10 cents. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know just last year you had a Xerox copy, a photocopy
Yeah.
of Lydia Bradford
Yeah.
and marrying John Morse the
Yeah.
third. I looked everywhere for something that documented, and you had it.
Yeah.
You went and pulled it right out of your organized file.
Oh.
Thing
Well,
about
we wouldn't put anything down unless it was a truth.
Yes.
But you could join the Mayflower anytime you want to.
Yes.
Rusty can too.
Yes. I know. That's something. The Mayflower.
Yeah.
Yeah, Governor Bradford.
Yeah. That's right. We got quite a few that we come from. Yeah, Florence loved that, being in that Mayflower organization.
Yes.
Did we go to a rockin'? Yes, Florence did a lot. Yeah, she went down there and found things.
I think she went to Vermont too. Did you go? I think she went to Vermont and Massachusetts and New Hampshire and
Yes, she went to all those places.
yeah.
I've got postcards around here where she took pictures of their stones and of their houses they lived in and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she wanted me to go with her on those trips. I couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah, she went Massachusetts there to that where the Lanes lived,
Yeah.
and she went to New Hampshire and Vermont, and right, it didn't bother her to travel like that.
Yeah. So she went to Lanesville and Gloucester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When night comes, I want to be in my bed with my blankets and my pillow.
Who's the other one?
Sadie.
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 Sadie Gilbert.
She showed Sadie how to play music.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause Sadie told me that one day.
So Auntie, who could play the piano and sing until she lost her hearing, right?
Yeah.
So that comes all the way down, and then all the guitar playing.
She lost her hearing.
Yeah.
You mean Auntie?
Auntie, yeah.
Yes.
She lost
right.
her hearing because she had ear infection, and they thought puncturing the drum was a good thing.
They put a wire in her ear.
Yeah.
Stupid
Yeah, she lost her
people.
hearing.
That
Yeah,
was too bad doing that.
But she could play anything, I think,
Yeah,
as I recall, the piano.
yeah,
The
yeah. She was a musician, and she showed Sadie Fawcett.
see,
No,
Sadie Gilbert.
Sadie Gilbert
Yeah,
how to play.
the piano was
She didn't say.
ah.
Just that she taught her music.
Now, your father was musical. Pamp was musical too, wasn't he?
Oh yes.
Now, what did
yeah.
he do?
Yeah, he could trumpet, boy.
That's
Same as Russell.
your father. Yeah, same. So it
And
comes,
me.
and you
I
too.
also played the trumpet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's the musical coming probably.
Yeah,
Well, the Mortons also were very musical.
Yeah.
Alfred Miller had his own band in Camden.
oh yes, yeah. Yeah, I have a picture of a band
Yeah.
of the Martins.
So it came from both sides, Nanny
Yeah.
and Pamp's side.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Did you ever pick up an instrument? Did you ever want to play? Or
Yes,
did you
I
play?
did. I played one of those little musical things up that big. Electric, whatever you call it. I learned how to play that and played all kinds of songs,
Mm.
and then I give it up.
Mm.
The woman that was teaching me died, and
Oh.
Missing an eye.
Bessie Miller, your grandmother.
She was missing an eye.
She was missing an eye or two.
She had cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, she had cancer. This eye here, it was
Yeah.
closed right up.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my eye is this one.
Yeah.
Just the opposite.
Wow.
We did have a wonderful family reunion down to
Yeah.
Russell and Sandra's that year. It was wonderful. I've got it on tape. And Brian was playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And one of Joyce's, I think one of Joyce's, Joyce Young's girl was singing with him.
Oh, for heaven's
Yeah.
sakes.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you and Aunt Florence, the time you had together was very, she was the older sister. So it sounds like you both had a good relationship as sisters.
We did, but she got mad at me a few times.
Uh-oh.
She hung up on me a few times on the telephone.
Uh-oh.
The last time she hung up on me, I says, I'll never call her again. And then I didn't, not until the day they told me that she had cancer.
Mm.
Then I wrote her a letter,
Mm.
sent her a card.
Oh.
I got together with her just before she died
Mm.
and made up. And she said she was awful sorry that she hurt me.
Oh.
I said, are you ready to do some genealogy? Oh, yes, I am, she said. Yes, she was dying. She only had a week or so more to live, and she was ready to do some more genealogy.
Yep. What is it you would like to be remembered for?
Just I made sure everybody's house was clean. When I walked out the door, the house was spotless.
Mm.
So you took the dirtiest house possible and made it clean and organized.
Yes. For my genealogy, I think.
Mm.
I want to be known for that. At least 60 years of it.
And now you can get a degree in genealogy, a college degree.
Yeah.
You should get an honorary degree.
Yeah. That's right.
With all the work you and Aunt Florence did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did. We did a lot.